In the pre-dawn stillness of April 18, 1906, a city on the edge of the continent slumbered, unaware of the catastrophe about to unfold. San Francisco slept beneath a blanket of fog and gaslight, its streets quiet except for the distant clatter of a horse-drawn carriage and the soft glow of lamps flickering in the mist. At 5:12 a.m., a deep rumble erupted from the Earth's core, swelling into a deafening roar as the ground convulsed violently, shattering the silence in an instant. For 42 seconds, the city was tossed like a ship in a storm. Homes shattered, glass exploded, and metal screamed as buildings buckled and walls collapsed. People were hurled from their beds, streets split open, and cable car tracks twisted grotesquely, warping the city's familiar landscape beyond recognition. Iconic buildings crumbled, and familiar sidewalks became deadly traps, littered with debris and the remnants of shattered lives. As the shaking stopped, survivors stumbled into a world transformed, dust-choked air, cries for help echoing through the ruins, and devastation everywhere they looked. The earthquake struck without warning, sparing no one, uniting rich and poor in terror as they fled side by side into the chaos, their differences erased by disaster. The city, once the jewel of the Pacific, was brought to its knees in less than a minute, its proud skyline reduced to rubble and ash. As dawn broke, the true scale of the disaster became clear. The nightmare was only beginning, and the city's spirit would soon be tested even further. The ground had betrayed them, and the world they knew was gone, replaced by uncertainty and fear. In those moments, San Francisco's fate hung in the balance, as its people faced the unimaginable and searched desperately for hope amid the ruins. The city's ordeal was far from over. The worst, it seemed, was yet to come. Before disaster struck, San Francisco was a city of ambition and optimism, the Paris of the West. Its streets buzzed with cable cars, markets, and a vibrant mix of cultures from around the world. Grand Victorian homes and a bustling port symbolized its wealth and promise. Yet beneath this prosperity, the city sat atop the volatile San Andreas Fault. In 1906, few understood the true danger lurking below. Seismology was in its infancy. The city's rapid growth was built on a foundation of ignorance and risk. San Franciscans believed in their city's invincibility, until the earth reminded them otherwise. The hidden threat would soon change everything. The earthquake unleashed energy built up for decades, rupturing nearly 300 miles of the San Andreas Fault. San Francisco, just miles from the epicenter, took the full force, felt as far as Oregon and Nevada. Buildings on unstable ground liquefied and collapsed. Even the Grand City Hall was reduced to ruins. Streets buckled, cable car tracks twisted, and vital gas and water lines snapped. The city's infrastructure was crippled in seconds. Thousands were trapped in the rubble, their cries lost in the chaos. The air filled with the scent of leaking gas, a warning of what was to come. The earthquake's devastation was only the beginning. The stage was set for an even greater catastrophe. San Francisco's darkest hours were still ahead. In the quake's aftermath, chaos reigned as fires erupted across the city, sparked by toppled stoves, broken gas lines, frayed electrical wires, and shattered chimneys. Within minutes, flames leapt from building to building, feeding on the city's wooden structures and dry debris left in the quake's wake. Firefighters rushed to act, risking their lives in the debris-strewn streets, but the shattered water mains left them powerless to stop the spreading inferno. Their hoses sputtered dry, and their efforts seemed futile. Small blazes quickly merged into a monstrous firestorm, devouring block after block and feeding hungrily on the city's wooden buildings. Desperate officials, running out of options, tried to halt the flames by dynamiting entire rows of buildings, hoping to create fire breaks and save what they could. But these drastic measures often backfired, scattering embers and only spreading the fire further, making the destruction even more uncontrollable. For 3 relentless days and nights, the inferno raged without mercy, consuming entire neighborhoods, beloved landmarks, and the hopes of thousands. The glow of flames was visible for 100 miles, turning night into a hellish dawn and drawing stunned onlookers from distant towns. The city's defenses had failed. The firestorm seemed utterly unstoppable, overwhelming every effort to contain it. San Francisco was being erased from the map, its familiar skyline reduced to smoldering ruins and ash. The battle for survival became a desperate fight against both nature's fury and the cruel hand of fate, as families fled and others stood their ground. In the face of unimaginable loss, the city's spirit would be tested as never before, forging a legacy of resilience that would echo through history. The earthquake and fire claimed thousands of lives, far more than the official count of 478. The true scale of the tragedy was hidden for years, as officials downplayed the numbers to protect the city's reputation and future. Over 3,000 perished, and more than 250,000 were left homeless, their lives upended in a matter of hours. Entire neighborhoods vanished, and families were torn apart by the disaster. Refugees fled with what little they could carry, seeking shelter in parks, beaches, and the Presidio. Many wandered the streets, searching for loved ones or a safe place to rest. Golden Gate Park became a vast tent city, filled with shock, loss, and resilience. Makeshift shelters sprang up overnight, as families tried to create a sense of normalcy amid chaos. Amid the chaos, stories of heroism and kindness emerged, neighbors rescuing each other, strangers sharing food and hope. Acts of compassion became lifelines for many. The army stepped in to restore order, distribute aid, and organize the sprawling camps. Their presence brought a sense of security and helped coordinate relief efforts on a massive scale. Life in the camps was harsh, but a sense of community grew. People found strength in each other, sharing stories and supporting those who had lost everything. Even in ruin, San Franciscans refused to surrender their humanity. They clung to dignity, hope, and the belief that the city could rise again. They faced fear, hunger, and uncertainty together, forging bonds that would last a lifetime. The city's heart beat on, even in the ashes, as survivors began to dream of rebuilding what was lost. As the fires died, San Francisco's determination to rebuild flared to life. Signs appeared on ruins: "We will build a bigger and better San Francisco." Nearly 500 city blocks were destroyed, but cleanup began immediately. Rubble used to create new land. Some dreamed of a grand redesign, but most wanted swift recovery. New buildings rose quickly, now reinforced against future quakes and fires. Within 3 years, the city was largely rebuilt. By 1915, San Francisco hosted the Panama Pacific International Exposition, a triumphant symbol of rebirth. The city's resilience became legend. From devastation, San Francisco emerged stronger than before. The 1906 disaster transformed San Francisco and the world's understanding of earthquakes. Professor Andrew Lawson's investigation laid the groundwork for modern seismology and building codes. The city built a new water system and adopted stronger construction standards. Each April 18th, survivors' descendants gather at Lotta's fountain to remember and honor the past. The story of 1906 is one of loss, resilience, and rebirth. It's a reminder that the ground beneath us is never truly still. San Francisco's fall and rise is a timeless lesson in preparedness and hope. The city's spirit endures, a beacon for generations to come.